let's continue defining keyboard shortcuts, and in this lesson, we'll register those keyboard shortcuts that are going to allow us to quickly navigate between different lists, and also to quickly switch between open files. And the first such shortcut will be Command K, that is going to be used to open up the next opened tab with the file. As an additional condition, we're gonna specify that none of the other elements should be focused in order for this keyboard shortcut to work, because we have to be focused on the file to open up the next tab with the file. And in the similar fashion, we're going to register an opposite keyboard shortcut, which will be Command L, to be able to navigate to the previous open tab with the file. The command name will be previous editor, and the condition will be the same. So now let's open up a couple of files and try to use those keyboard shortcuts to navigate between these files. For example, if I need to open up the previous opened file, I need to press Command L, and to go in other direction, which is to open up the next file, I'll press Command K. Let's consider this scenario. For example, if we have several projects open in different VS Code windows, I'm going to register keyboard shortcut Alt-Tab to be able to easily switch between multiple VS Code windows. The command name will be Quick Switch Window. I have already opened additional VS Code window, and if I'll have to switch between these two windows, I'll press Alt and Tab. And as we can see, window switches. Let's continue registering new shortcuts, and the next one will be used to navigate between list items, for example, in Command Palette or panel with all the files. I'm gonna use Command K, and we need to make this keyboard shortcut to only work if we have any panel with list items open. So for that we can just specify in quick open when conditioning here. So this keyboard shortcut will be used to go to the next list entry. But of course we need to have a way to move backwards. So I'm going to define additional keyboard shortcuts for that, which is Command L, and this will be used to go to the previous list entry. And now, just to demonstrate these two shortcuts, let's firstly open up panel with files by pressing Command P, and instead of using arrow keys to navigate between these list entries, we can press Command K to move down and Command L to move up, and this way we will be able to navigate in this list without having to move our hand to arrow keys and keep it in the standard position. Same keyboard shortcuts work in other lists. For example, to navigate between symbols, we can also use Command K and Command L, and also to navigate between different commands in VS Code Command Palette, which can be opened by pressing Command Shift P or on Windows Ctrl Shift P. Here we can also use Command K to move down or Command L to move up. Next, let's also provide a way to move between list elements in the autocomplete panel. Let's register keyboard shortcuts Command K to be able to move down in the autocomplete window. Here the condition will be different. We need to ensure that autocomplete window is open in order to use this keyboard shortcut. Similarly, we will register Command L to be able to move up in the autocomplete list. And now let's see it in action. I'm going to start typing. By default, we are supposed to see autocomplete window that will appear, but in my case, I have disabled this behavior, so I need to press Ctrl space to see the autocomplete window. And now to be able to move between these results in here, all we have to do is press Command K to move down or Command L to move up, just like so. Moving on, let's imagine a scenario when we have several tabs open and the cursor in those tabs is positioned in different places. And to be able to quickly move between those cursor positions between multiple files, we can use keyboard shortcuts as well. So let's register the first one. And this keyboard shortcut will be used to navigate forward. In other words, to go to the next cursor position. I'm using command plus dot, and also will register additional keyboard shortcut to move to the previous cursor position. I'm using command comma for this. We also have to change command name on navigate back, and condition will be can navigate back, to ensure that the previous cursor position actually exists. And just to reproduce this scenario, I'm going to open up several tabs and position cursor in different places in each of these files. And now to be able to go back to the previous cursor position in another file, I'll just press command comma. And if I'll be pressing command comma, I'll be moving back by one cursor position. And in the same way we can go forward, but for this we have to press command dot. So this way we can easily jump between different cursor positions in different files. And finally, there are two more keyboard shortcuts that we're going to register in this lesson to be able to navigate between sidebar list items by using keys K to go down or L to go up. As a when condition, we're specifying that we firstly have to be focused on the sidebar list, and at the same time we shouldn't be focused on any input box. So now if I'll open up sidebar and focus on the sidebar by pressing command H, instead of pressing up and down arrow keys, I can also press K to go down or L to go up. And these two keys are actually much easier to press without having to move your hand. So in this lesson we have reviewed several keyboard shortcuts that help us quickly navigate between list items in different lists, as well as quickly move between previous and the next open files. Let's continue reviewing keyboard shortcuts in the next lesson, and the link to the repository with this configuration file will be as always in the video description.